from Nashville, Tennessee and the Nashville Broadcasting Network, it's the You Gotta Love It Show with your host, Keith Bradford. You never know who's going to show up and what's going to happen, but one thing is for certain, you gotta love it. Here's your host, Keith Bradford.
You gotta love it.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the You Gotta Love It show. This is January the 25th, and it's a Monday, 2021. The 25th day of the month already. 25 days into the brand new year. Lots of changes going on in this world, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and play a few songs today that just came in over the weekend. Hope that you enjoy them. Don't forget, you want to stay tuned for quarter after the hour when our special guest today, Kevin Fullen, will be calling in on our 615-612-3899 line for a visit on the air today. We'll be talking about his brand new project and what's going on in his country music world.
Don't know what to do. Looking for hope from the front line view. They're the people we believe in. It's all about you. We are strong, but you're a little bit stronger. We are strong, each day working longer. We will get through. We are strong. Oh, we are strong.
Up next on today's show, we want to first of all remind you that we're just about 10 minutes away from our phone call from our very, very special guest today. And we want to make sure that you stay tuned for the Kevin Fullen visit right here at nbrnonline.com. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and listen to Jesse LaBelle. I'm intrigued by the title, Two Hearts and a Diamond.
I've been a gambling man for most of my life. Gone all in and didn't always win, but I got this one right. So I'm cashing in, showing my hand, laying my cards down. They say when you know, and now I know what that's all about. You're gonna win some and lose some, you won't wanna be dealt back in. You gotta shuffle it up just enough to get yourself in the game again. Cause your queen might be at the top of the deck. If you play your cards just right, you'll end up with two hearts and a diamond. You'll hold that hand for the rest of your life. Baby, we aced it. Yeah, everyone can tell that without a doubt we figured it out with the pair that we dealt. We won in a billion against the odds. I'm a lucky man. Who would have thought that losing led me to winning, girl? And it was worth the cost. Cause you're gonna win some and lose some, you won't wanna be dealt back in. You gotta shuffle it up just enough to get yourself in the game again. Cause your queen might be at the top of the deck. If you play your cards just right, you'll end up with two hearts and a diamond. You hold that hand for the rest of your life. Trying and you're running out of luck, always bet on love. Cause you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. You're gonna win some, lose some, you won't wanna be dealt back in. You gotta shuffle it up just enough to get yourself in the game again. Cause your queen might be at the top of the deck. If you play your cards just right, you'll end up with two hearts and a diamond. You hold that hand for the rest of your life. For the rest of your
life. Bernie Grass up in Canada sent me a file this weekend. He went in the studio and one of his favorite old-time country songs was Act Naturally, of course made famous by Buck Owens and the Buckaroos. And a lot of folks maybe don't even realize it, but it was also recorded by the Beatles with Ringo Starr playing the drums and singing it. He had a version of it. Anyway, Bernie went in and found a karaoke track on Act Naturally and put his voice on it. Didn't come out too bad.
They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. We'll make a film about a man that's sad and lonely, and all I gotta do is act naturally. Well, I'll bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar, you can never tell. The movies are gonna make me a big star, 'cause I can play the part so well. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movies. Then I know that you will plainly see the biggest fool that ever hit the big time. And all I gotta do is act naturally. I'll make a scene about a man that's sad and lonely, and begging down upon his bended knee. I'll play the part, but I won't need rehearsing. 'cause all I gotta do is act naturally. Well, I'll bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar, you can never tell. The movies are gonna make me a big star, 'cause I can play the part so well. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movie. Then I know that you will plainly see the biggest fool that ever hit the big time. And all I gotta do is act naturally.
Now, baby, I'm sure
All right, there you had it. You had Bernie Grass with Act Naturally. We followed that with Leslie Ann and Walking on Sunshine, and that was just playing right there with Chris Mabb and the Rainstorm. I got my caller calling in, Kevin Fullen. Let's see. NBRN Online, you're on the air.
Hi, it's Kevin Fullen, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Kevin?
And I'm doing great. How are you?
Have you got us tuned in this morning?
Well, no, I can't seem to get it to come up.
You
but
can't...
I'm technologically unadvanced.
Technologically unadvanced. I like that.
Yeah, that's easier than saying I'm illiterate.
Well, it's funny that you can't get us to come up because we've got a very large audience this morning waiting to hear your voice and to hear your music. And in fact, for a Monday, I've got a bigger audience today than I've had in a long time.
Well, that's awesome.
It sure is.
Good news. That's great. Maybe hopefully I won't run them off.
I don't think you're going to run them off. It's just a shame that you haven't been able to tune us in. Maybe a little later on you'll have a little bit better luck. But anyway, I've got a bunch of questions for you. Have you got time for me this morning?
I do. I'll try to answer them.
First and foremost, could you please explain to our listeners who may not have a complete understanding of what happened in your career? Something happened and you lost your hearing. Could you please explain that story to our listeners so they have a better understanding?
Yes, sir. I actually quit singing back in 93, 94. Went through divorce. Children, one with the ex-wife, and 80-some miles away, and I started a new job, and that just kind of put a damp on everything. And then once I got to trying to get back into it and everything, I started losing my hearing little by little over the years. And about 6 or 7 years after that, I guess probably about 2003, 2004, I was probably about 75-80% deaf, and it was basically, from what I understand, it's hereditary. I figured it was being around airplanes all them years and loud music and stuff, but it probably didn't help. But apparently it's hereditary, and with technology, see, I can't even say it. With technology these days, the hearing aids and that kind of stuff is just really taking the boom, and then there's just a lot of things that they're able to do now that they couldn't do back then. So we finally got some hearing aids and stuff that were working for me, and I had to change the tips and stuff on the end of them when I sing to change the feedback part of it. But other than that, it's been great. I still don't hear like I'd like to, but I hear a whole lot better than I used to.
Well, praise God that you got to, have you got one in each ear, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
One of my ex-bosses, I worked for Freddie Hart for a couple of years. Remember him, Mr. Easy Lovin'?
I do, yes, sir. I got a song that he got recorded.
Yeah, I know. While the Feeling's Good.
That's the one.
Yeah, he's half writer on that song.
Yes, sir.
Roger Bowling is the other writer. But yeah, when Freddie, Freddie passed away last year, and he had a hearing aid in each ear, and he told me the same thing. He said a lot of times he would take one of them out when he was recording because there was always a feedback in his head.
Yes, sir. You get a whistle if you get out in front of the monitors. You'll get a feedback if you get too close to big 15-inch on the stage or whatever. Sometimes you'll get feedback. So the full wedges help quite a bit, but it just depends on how you stand. Usually when I record, I take them out.
Oh, wow.
I completely when I record it because you got the headset on, so they're up really loud. And so yeah, I have to take them out. Otherwise, that's just you put the headset on, it's too uncomfortable with those in anyway. You get two different sounds.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, thank the Lord, I still got my hearing at 72. I'll have to knock on wood on that one. I still got pretty darn good hearing for 72, and I was also around a lot of loud noises. I was in the Navy for 4 years.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I was a signalman, and those helicopters would come and go every day, and That's long before we had the earmuffs that they're using nowadays. Most of the time we were out there with no ear protection.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the hearing protection now that they use out there, it's great. You don't hear anything you don't want to hear.
Well, let's move on to a different subject. You are keeping to your roots. You're recording pure traditional country music from what I've got. I've only got 2 songs in the system so far. I've got Until We Meet Again and Memory on Ice. Those are the only 2 that they sent me.
Okay, yeah, those are the two newest ones that we just recorded. The Memory on Ice will be our next release, and the Until We Meet Again, that's the one we put out. It's been out about 3.5 months now. That was our first full-blown release.
Well, that's the one that we're going to play immediately after we hang up, and then a little bit later on in the program, I'll also play the other one I've got, Memory on Ice. But
okay.
You're working with Randy over there at Twang, right?
That's correct, Randy Hayford. Yes, sir.
And I know that Randy was a fellow that always liked to try to get bookings for his artists, but with this dadgum COVID-19, it's awful hard to get bookings. Are you playing anywhere at all?
No, we had some things booked, and it just, the closer we get to it, we just have to end up having to cancel. Now, there's some places we can go in if we want to go in and just do acoustic, but I've been focused on trying to get new songs so we're trying to complete an LP, EP, and put a full album out there. So that's what we've been focused on with all this going on right now. Just really haven't. I did a Christmas festival, tree light up thing. It's the last thing that I did. And I did that by myself.
Well, I don't know when it's going to get better. All we can do is pray at this point. I don't think there's a whole lot of things that we can do other than just pray. It's supposed to be all done through science, and the science right now is saying that we're going to be wearing these masks for a long time to come.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Hopefully something will break and it'll get better, but yeah, it's gone on a lot longer than I had anticipated. I think everybody else is the same way. But, everybody's in the same situation, and that's all you can do is just try to keep what's going on away from your family and the older folks that, have some underlying medical issues and stuff that you keep them from getting sick, and they just do the same thing every day, and eventually, it'll be better. It is what it is.
I'm curious, when you learned how to sing While the Feeling's Good, did you learn that by listening to the Kenny Rogers cut or somebody else's cut?
No, someone else's cut. Kenny Rogers cut it, and Wayne Newton cut it. And then a guy here in Louisville that was Mike Lunsford and the Whiskey River Band was one of the top country bands, traditional country bands here in the mid to late 70s all the way through the early 90s.
I remember him. He used to play at a place called the Lemon Tree.
That's him.
That's the same fellow that played at the Lemon Tree?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a great country singer.
Oh, he was unbelievable. Yes, he was. Now, he's passed away. I guess he left us about 10 years ago, but that was a song that he had, and he was the first person to ever bring me up on stage and let me sing with the band. And I just always remember that song, and anytime he would see me out anywhere in Louisville or whatever, he would always come and get me and say, hey, come on up and do one with us. I got to keep with the song I want you to do, or what have you. And he always did that. So when I started looking at songs, I always had that song in the back of my mind anyway, of one of his that I really liked. And it took me, better part of a year to get licensing for it so that I could record it and release it if I chose to. With him being gone and the two writers being gone, it kind of got in archives. Something from back in 74. It's hard to find it.
Well, a lot of folks didn't even know that Freddie Hart had a cut on it. A lot of folks never even heard, even though he's half writer, they didn't even know he recorded it.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
And when we did the shows, he always included that song as part of his set list, and the audience was almost in shock to hear him sing it because they were so used to hearing the Kenny Rogers version.
Right. Yep, absolutely right. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the Kenny Rogers version, to be honest with you. I'm not, me personally. But
Well,
I got used to listening to the other version, you know.
right. Well, Kenny's was a little bit more pop sounding.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So what's in store other than working on a completed album project that we can promote here on today's show? You want to go ahead and give out your website?
Yes, it's KevinFullenMusic.com. I'm sorry, KevinFullenCountryMusic.com. That's our webpage. Just about everything. It's like I said, there's not a whole lot on there right now. It's, pictures and some information, but we're not doing a whole lot of. It's not a whole lot of promotion going on right now. You're just trying to get radio stations to play your music and talk to folks like you, get the word out, and try to get exposed. In the meantime, I had to replace two band members. Lost two band members back at the beginning of all this. One from respiratory failure, and the other from the COVID. So, like I said, people do traditional country. It's older folks. These guys, especially around here, everybody's in their 60s and up. So I'm 57. I'm the baby of the group.
Well, Kevin, we have a lot of songwriters and publishers that listen to this show every day. And if you'll give out an email where they can reach you, and if you're looking for material, we have a lot of songwriters that'll send you some demos.
I'll take all of it. I listen to them every day. Got my headset in, and my hearing aids are Bluetooth, so I can listen to my radio and stuff from my phone through my ears. So that's what I do pretty much all day at work.
Well, go ahead and give out an email, and hopefully they'll remember it or write it down, and you'll start getting all kinds of demos in your inbox of your email.
Great. It's K Fullen, Fullen 63 at Yahoo.
Did you say Ken or Kevin?
K, the letter K. K Fullen 63 at Yahoo.
K Fullen, and Fullen is Fullen.
Yes, sir.
63. Did you say 63 or 62?
63.
Okay, so K Fullen 63
at yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com. Hopefully they wrote that down, and before the day is over, you'll probably have some songwriters sending you some new material.
Well, that would be awesome. I'll take it.
Well, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to call us here at the radio station this morning. We're going to go ahead and push the button and play Until We Meet Again, and then a little bit later on in the program, stay tuned because we're going to be playing Memory on Ice by you also later on in the show.
I sure appreciate it. I thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much, and don't be a stranger here at the radio station.
Oh, I sure will. I'll send you some more of my stuff so that you guys got more than just the two songs.
I'm going to need it because I'm going to wear out these two. I only got two that I can play right now. I'm going to be wearing these out if I keep playing these. So I'm going to be looking for new material from you.
I'll get you some. Sometime today when I get home, I'll send some to you. Man, I sure appreciate it, Mike. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I think I saw you smile at me, sitting in your favorite chair. And it's obvious to everyone but me that you're not really there. You left without a warning, and you never said goodbye. You're at the door, you're on the phone, but there's no one on the line. So I guess I'll just pretend until we meet again. So I read your pictures, kiss them each good morning and good night. And it's hard to fill this empty room. I guess I'm just doing time. He took you for a reason, and I try to understand. But for me, there's just the loneliness of a broken-hearted man. And this heart will never mend, no, until we meet again. Until we meet again, I'll be counting every day till we're together. And when I finally close my eyes, I know that I'll be holding you forever. From the solitary moment that we met, you were all I ever knew. And how I wish to God that you were here and I was lying next to you. He took you for a reason, and I try to understand. But for me, there's just this loneliness of a broken-hearted man. And this heart will never mend, no, until we meet again. Until we meet again. Until we meet again.
Oh man, that sounds country to me. Kevin Fullen. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, Kevin, for calling in and letting us know what's going on in your country music world. Tomorrow's guest will be Bob Marshall, and we'll be playing this same song here called Heaven Has a Screen Door, the title cut of his CD.
That preacher made me feel like the world would end tonight. Judging by the news today, felt he might be right. Nothing good was anywhere, only pain was everywhere I looked. He was talking about the streets of gold, clouds with angel voices. I thought, yeah, that might be nice, but if I had my choices, where I'd spend eternity, it'd be different in my book. Those pearly gates might take me back to that place where I was born. I'd be back in that house I love, looking over fields of corn. Heaven has a big screen door, wooden wrap-around porch, smell of fresh baked bread in that white enamel stove. Pen and pencil by the phone, taking down those party line notes, and everything is comfortable and warm. That's why I believe heaven has a big screen door. Alfalfa drying in the sun and freshly turned up rose. Cool green grass pushing up between our wiggling toes. Those long days of summer, they meant the world to me. Then Mama would come out and ring that dinner bell. Say supper's on, but we'd all know just by the smells. She'd say, oh, come on, wash up now. It's something good to eat. Then later on we'd all kick back, sit and watch the moon. That phonograph would play a few old Sinatra tunes. Heaven has a big screen door, wooden wraparound porch, smell of fresh baked bread in that white enamel stove. Pen and pencil by the phone, taking down those party line notes, and everything is comfortable and warm. That's why I believe heaven has a big screen door. Then Daddy would be coming home with every relative I've ever known. There'd be nothing better than to have the family back together. Heaven has a big screen door, wooden wraparound porch, smell of fresh baked bread in that white enamel stove. Pen and pencil by the phone, taking down those party line notes. Everything is comfortable and warm. That's why I believe. That's why I believe. That's why I believe heaven has a big screen door.
Hopefully my new friend Alicia is tuned in this morning so that she can hear one of her songs, Secondhand Smoke.
Why don't you kiss me like you used to?
'Cause you don't look like you once did.
Hey baby, look into the mirror. You know you've got some lines you haven't hid.
Well, for your information, that six-pack on your gut is now a keg.
Oh, come on. We both sag a lot these days.
Yeah, I guess we kind of do, don't we? So let's accept each other as we are. Too tired to go our separate ways. Hey, let's just rock on in our rocking chair and live and love another day. And just keep laughing at each other, 'cause time can't take that away. It's such a long way to the bedroom, and we're both moving kind of slow. We were once a raging bonfire, now we're just secondhand smoke. You know what? I don't like to see you naked.
What's new? You don't like me in my clothes.
You think my butt looks big in my jeans.
You know it's your jeans that makes your butt go.
Well, tell me something I don't know.
Hey, look, I admit I ain't no Superman.
Well, honey, I don't have wings and I can't fly.
Hey, I got an idea. How about I just throw some burgers on the grill?
And I can bake an apple pie.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, let's just rock on in our rocking chair and live and love another day. And just keep laughing at each other, 'cause time can't take that away. It's such a long way to the bedroom,
smoking a long time ago.
Yeah, you got that right.
That's Alicia with Secondhand Smoke. It doesn't list on the file name who the gentleman is that's singing along with her. Maybe she'll call in or email me and let me know so that the next time I play that song I can give him credit as one of the singers on the song also. Speaking about duets, Joe Diffie, back when he was a very young man, recorded a whole album of duets with his aunt Dawn Anita. And we're fortunate enough through Dina Wood over there at Indie Express to have a copy of that album. Here's one of the cuts off of it.
The sound of a heartbeat is lost in a last sad goodbye. Together aren't always forever, but I know we tried.
Hard knots and gold rings come untied like shoestrings when two rights can still make a wrong. After the echoes of yesterday's rainbows are gone, the sadder the story, the sweeter the song. The sadder the story, the sweeter the song. The harder the wind blows, the farther I'm gone. We fill empty spaces with new names and faces, but the melody lives on and on. After the echo of yesterday's rainbows are gone, the sadder the story, the sweeter the song.
Love isn't wrong when love isn't as strong as it seems. We live and we learn while we're building and burning our dreams.
So thanks for the good times, remember the good lines, and put them back where they belong.
After the echoes of yesterday's rainbows are gone, the sadder the story, the sweeter the song. The sadder the story, the sweeter the song. The harder the wind blows, the farther I'm gone. We fill empty spaces with new names and faces, but the melody lives on and on. After the echo of yesterday's rainbows are gone, the sadder the story, the sweeter the song. Yesterday's rainbows are gone. The sadder the story, the sweeter the song.
Everybody, Keith Bradford here with another one of my Sideman stories. One time, we were touring in Canada, and appeared at a very small nightclub in downtown Toronto. We had to travel almost 1,000 miles to get there for the show from our previous gig. We were all worn out and didn't even have a chance to eat, as we barely got everything set up in time for the show. In the audience was a very young newspaper critic assigned to cover the concert of Kitty Wells, Johnny Wright, Bobby Wright, and the Tennessee Mountain Boys, also known as the Kitty Wells Road Show. His story on the front page the following morning made my blood pressure go sky high. He said Kitty came out on stage and looked very tired and acted like she didn't even want to be there. He went on to say she slithered her way from song to song with a high-pitched nasal sound that reminded you of a snake charmer. He then said the musical accompaniment centered mostly on the steel guitar player, who made his instrument sound like a weeping, crying, mournful, almost funeral-sounding tone. The next morning, we all headed to the hotel's restaurant to get some breakfast before hitting the road again. I spotted a copy of the newspaper sitting on the front desk and snatched it up so Kitty wouldn't see the story that had been written about her. Kitty had millions of adoring fans worldwide, but it was obvious that that journalist was not one of them.
This is Barbara Blevins, and I have a poem I would like to share with you. It's called My Mother Kept a Garden. My mother kept a garden of the heart. She planted all the good things that gave my life its start. She turned to me, to the sunshine, and encouraged me to dream, fostering and nurturing the seeds of self-esteem. And when the winds and rain came, she protected me enough, but not too much, because she knew I'd need to stand up strong and tough. Her constant good example always taught me right from wrong, markers for my pathway that will last a lifetime long. I am at my mother's garden, I am her legacy, and I hope she feels the love reflected back from me. Signed, Anonymous.
Miss Barbara Blevins over there in Hobbs, New Mexico, with another one of her many, many narrations that she has done through the years. That particular one called My Mother Kept a Garden. I promised you I was going to play another song by Kevin Fullen, our guest that called in on the 615-612-3899 line. This is the other song we got in the system called Memory on Ice, Kevin Fullen.
As I sit in this bar with you on my mind, jukebox keeps pulling out each tear that I'm crying. It hit me by surprise when you said goodbye. All the good times we had run through my head, and all of those words we left unsaid. But tonight I'm gonna miss you, baby. Gonna put your memory on ice. Let the steel guitar warm my heart. Let the fiddle cradle my soul. You're never gonna know just how hard it is to let go. Without your love I finally see, as every drink is soaking into me, they drown my misery and put your memory on eyes. The songs keep on playing, it's raining outside. Lovers are dancing, holding each other tight. I think I'll have another round before I say goodnight. Let the steel guitar warm my heart. Let the fiddle cradle my soul. You're never gonna know just how hard it is to let go. Without your love I finally see, as every drink is soaking into me, they drown my misery and put your memory on ice. Memories melting like these rocks in my glass. Bartender, if you don't mind, can you call me a cab? Yeah, I think I'm all right now. I've got her memory on ice, maybe just for tonight. I've got her memory on ice.
All right, we got time to play one more song, and it happens to be a song that's going to be very appropriate here in just a few short days. It's Cupid's Bow and Arrow, Valentine's song, Allie C., written by Pappy Jack Stracker and Tim Fogarty. That'll take us up to the top of the hour. Stay tuned if you love gospel music, because Kerrigan LeBroy from Gethsemane Church in Melbourne, Australia, is up next. See you on the radio tomorrow morning. And look forward to our in-house guests by way of the phone. 615-612-3899 is how we have to do all the interviews nowadays. With this COVID thing, we can't sit next to each other, because if we were sitting 6 feet apart, we wouldn't be able to do the radio show. Bye-bye.
Ain't gonna rest till I send my love to you. Mr. Postman, take my card on this Valentine's Day. Sure, it's Cupid, got his quiver and bow. He'll be shooting his arrow with extra love for us in tow. A Hallmark card and red heart candy, a red rose to share our love on this Valentine's Day. I send my love to you. And please, Mr. Postman, take my card on this Valentine's Day. On this Valentine's Day. On this Valentine's
day is good or bad, whether you are mad or glad. If you feel sad or blue, just remember someone loves you. You gotta love it, you gotta love it is the only way to face each and every day. The world will keep on turning, and we will keep on learning. Feeling the sun on your face while running the daily race. It's okay if you don't win. Tomorrow you get to do